Hi everyone. With my recent DSN appointment, towards the end of it she gave me a new insulin injection device, the HumaPen Savio. At the time that she gave it to me, it had only been on the market for about 2 weeks. Not many people had seen or heard about it, so I thought I'd just do this quick overview video of it. So here it is. The packaging is very similar to the HumaPen Luxura externally. Again, it's got a picture of the pen. The colour of the box matches the colour of the pen inside. When you open it out, the big first difference you notice is the HumaPen Luxura came in a metal case somewhat similar to that spectacles come in. This one's got a softer material based case. It's a zip up case. It's got the style of zip on it that you can't really see when it's closed. Upon opening, there's the pen and space in the back here for 4 needles. It's designed for 4, but I've managed to squeeze 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in there, so it's certainly more than you would need for a day. And unlike the plastic insert that was in the Luxura case, this is a softer insert. Feels like neoprene with some sort of rigid backing in it. The case is actually quite nice. I believe this is probably colour coded to the pens. There's 6 colours of the pen available. The one that I've got here is a graphite. They also do a pink one for the girls. There's a red one, a lime green, a light blue and a silver pen. At the moment I've only seen the graphite one. I would like to obtain a red one just for my fast acting insulin. When you first get the pen out of the case, it's surprising how light it feels. It's about probably half the weight of the Luxura. When you initially feel it in your hands, it to me felt a little bit plastic-like and cheap, and I wasn't sure whether I liked it or not. But as I've been using it now for about 2 weeks, I've actually sort of come around to I actually do quite like it. It's not made of plastic. It is a metal construction. It's got a nice sturdy pocket clip on it again. Nice easy push button. One thing I did notice is that there, the selection dial, is not quite as smooth as that on the Luxura. I'll just give you an example. That there is really smooth and easy. That there, you have to be a little bit more forceful to get it around, but you know, nothing too major. It is positive 1 unit clicks as you go, and as you can see the numbers are nice and easy to see as you go. Now, besides being a lot lighter than the Luxura, you'll notice that the pen is a lot slimmer, certainly up the top end, than the Luxura is. And the overall height, if we line up the base, you're going to see it is probably a good centimetre or so shorter. On opening the pen, it looks very similar. There's your insulin vial in the plastic insert there. With the Savio, this is just a bayonet fixing, so a quick click, twist and click takes that apart. Unlike the HumaPen, which was screw fitting at that point there, took several turns. The clear plastic part itself is obviously a lot thinner because the insulin vial inside the 2 pens is exactly the same. So to get the reduced width of the pen, obviously the plastics are slightly thinner. To be honest, it does feel feel sturdy enough to me. Fitting a needle is the same as any other pen, just screws on, takes the same needles as the Luxura. There we go. So that's the same needle. Again, just select a couple of units. The instructions state before you inject you should dial up to 2 units. Do what they call an air shot. So that's just enough to make sure that the insulin is at the needle there. Then dial up the number that you do want, and then obviously inject it into yourself. The only problem I've found a couple of times is if you've put this needle on quite tight, and this is a bayonet fixing here, if you hold the top of the pen and twist the needle to get it off, on a couple of occasions this bayonet has come undone and it's separated away. The easy way is just to make sure you're holding that clear plastic part to unscrew it there. Now, I know you shouldn't reuse needles, but there has been occasions when I've gone out for the day, found that I've accidentally forgotten to top up and only got one needle. It is possible with this, like most other pens, just to put your needle protector back on the top and the cap will still fit on. So you could reuse that needle in an emergency later on in the day. It's a bit difficult to tell in this lighting. The numbers on the dials are slightly darker and easier to read on the Savio. However, I prefer the style of the magnification bubble on the HumaPen 4. When we compare it to the HumaPen 4, it's roughly the same height. The width is about the same. It's just the HumaPen 4 is squarer on the ends, where the Savio is a lot more rounded all round. One thing I hated with the Luxura pen was that with some of the smaller cases, and this is a Joe's Small in 1, that the pen itself, when in the case, take a look there, is slightly taller than the case itself. Now, whilst it's possible to get that zip to go all the way around and get it in, it is right there, it is right to the edges, touching the zip on both sides, as you can see. The Savio being a bit shorter, and as you can see, it fits in there quite comfortably. And we'll close again with my current case here. It fits quite nicely down in there with that next to it, whereas in comparison, whilst the Luxura fits in there, it does almost fill that space. So there you go, there's a quick overlook of the HumaPen Savio in graphite. I think it is definitely an improvement over the Luxura. Lighter, easier to carry. It would certainly be easier to carry in a pocket if that's the way that you're going to have it. So when you next see your DSN, I would see if she can give you one without you having to pay for it. Certainly how I got mine. Just need to try and get a second one now.